Hey Switchheads, welcome back. I've compiled a list of the top 10 best fighting games in no particular order that you can play right now in 2025. So do hit that subscribe button to be kept up to date with all my latest content. Let's go. First on my list is Sefue. I put Sefue on this list mainly because of the uniqueness of the game. Each time you die, you age and then you come back, learning new skills but also having the disadvantages of being said age. And this means that you can learn up to 150 different skills through a large variety of different martial arts. With 5 different levels, all containing different routes that you can take to progress through the game, it really isn't difficult to see why Sefue earned itself a 7.9 Metascore. Persona 4 Arena Ultimax brings all your favourite characters from the second and third game into arenas so that you can battle them out to see who is truly the best of the best. And each character has their unique persona ability with a huge story mode and different paths you can take, and the whole thing's done fully voiced. And with different modes added and a almost RPG element included, this game definitely earns its 7.6 Metascore. Street Fighter 30th Anniversary has 12 different Street Fighter games and, believe me, a ton of different characters. And the roster spans from the original Street Fighter right up to Third Strike. And some of the Street Fighter games even have online multiplayer, which just adds to the gameplay and the longevity of them. And if you're interested in the history of Street Fighter, there is a museum mode which is just full of different facts and interesting bits and bobs that you can go and just take a look at, and even sound bites and the like. All of this and more has helped Street Fighter 30th Anniversary reach the dizzy heights of 7.8 on Metacritic. Capcom Fighting Collection brings to you a huge roster of different characters and games, some previously only released in Japan and in the arcades. And I believe each of these games actually can be played online in multiplayer, and also all have training modes so that you can hone your skills for that occasion. Again, with this one, there is a full museum which you can go in to look at some art, soundtracks, and you can even tweak the controls so that it makes it easier to pull off those special moves. Whilst not as high as some of the other games on this list, a 7.2 Metacritic score is still pretty decent. And let's face it, you're getting quite a big bang for your bucks. King of Fighters 13 is another huge game, which some consider one of the most beautiful ones of the 2D fighter genre. With the ability to change multiple different combos together and 36 different characters, all with different unique abilities. Added to all this, a unique storyline with different branching paths. And when you're done with all of this, if you want to take it online and battle to see who is the greatest fighter, then you can do that as well. So if you're looking for something that doesn't just look amazing but also plays amazing as well, this could be for you. I do realise that Streets of Rage 4 is more of a beat 'em up than a fighter, but I had to add it to the list because of its uniqueness, hand-drawn graphics, music scored by the original from the original games, and an epic 17 character roster that could be played from the modern to the old school styles. Streets of Rage 4, as you would expect, a decent storyline, and also it can all be played online or in couch co-op with up to 4 players. And adding to all of this, there's even a survival mode to challenge yourselves that little bit further. The game's been well thought out, having a combat system that is unique enough for new players to just pick up and play, but also diverse enough for seasoned players to dive in and enjoy as well. You can certainly see where its 8.1 Metascore came from. King of Fighters 98 is considered one of the best fighters, well, there is. From its amazing look that still holds up today, to its different modes that kind of changes things up, but yet keeps things grounded to the KOF universe. And with 38 different characters that you can play right off the get-go, and there's even a training mode on the Nintendo Switch version. And there's even a 3-on-3 team battle system, just to add more to the variety of this one, which is probably why it earned its 8.2 Metascore. Blaz Strangers is a hardcore old-school fighting game, with a very unique, streamlined 4-button control scheme, which makes it incredibly easy to pick up and play for beginners. but with intricate combos, counters and specials to give the more seasoned players a challenge as well. Blaz Strangers also has an impressive roster from other games such as Coda Princess X, Cave Story Plus, The Binding of Isaac Rebirth Plus, and it even has different modes like Story, Missions, Arcade and Versus, and there's even a online leaderboard. And this one, for all its uniqueness, has earned itself a 7.8 Metascore. And what would any list be without an MK game within it? And this time we have the newest edition, MK1. This time it's a almost soft reboot, starting it from the beginning, which is the 1. And I do realise that a 6.6 Metascore isn't as high as some of the others, but I am adding it to the list because it quite often, almost all the time at the moment, hits a 60% discount. Which, considering the main problem that I've seen most people gripe about is the price, so 60% off this one should actually sweeten the deal even more. Although it does kind of feel like they've left stuff out just in order to sell the ultimate version or add-on packs at an additional price, which I can kind of see the complaint. And what you shouldn't be complaining about is hitting that subscribe button. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. Again, I couldn't really leave this one off the list because it's classed as one of the best beat-em-up stroke fighters there is, and heck, who doesn't like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? And let's face it, this one looks absolutely beautiful, with its updated 80s look and its old school gameplay supercharged with modern mechanics, with the ability to have 6 players simultaneously play, and with a full story mode with 16 stages all packed with Teenage Mutant Ninja history, 7 playable characters to add to that 6-player gameplay, and the classic arcade mode just brings it all together nicely. And yes, before you ask, that 6-player co-op can be played online and still remains its butterly smooth frame rate. And there's even DLC out for this one if you've completed it and you want a lot more. Oh, and I'd definitely be shouted at if I didn't mention the awesome soundtrack that's simply incredible. These games can be found on pretty well all the different consoles, and if I've missed out one or any of your favourites, please add them to the list down in the comments. And you never know, I may add them to my next list, as there are still so many different fighters out there that I haven't mentioned in this video. And if you haven't already, I would be very honoured if you could subscribe to my channel, especially if you've enjoyed this video. I do a lot of the top 10s. I also do gaming reviews, Nintendo Switch, MetaQuest, PC, and I've just started a new feature which is reviewing animated series. Thanks for joining me. See ya!